Okay, welcome back to these instructional videos on how to make a shirt. This is now part 6, which is the final part of the instructional videos. We're now just doing the hem and finishing off, which is the buttons and the buttonholes. So these are the final 2 steps in the book if you're following the pattern, which is steps 33 and 34 on page 36, and the diagrams for explanation on page 37. So to start with, first we are going to hem the bottom of the shirt. Now the way this is explained, actually I think is really helpful, is we're going to start by just sewing a line, a straight line, all the way along the bottom of the shirt, 1.5 centimeters in, because that will mark where we need to fold to hem. And obviously then what we'll do is we'll turn it over on the inside and around like so. So that's how it will look on the underside. So we'll sew a line and then we'll iron and get it ready. So I'll do that and then I'll show you next step. Okay, so that's the 1.5 centimeter line sewn. I do that on a long stitch on the sewing machine, so number 5mm stitch on the sewing machine I have, and I leave a long tail either side to help pull out the stitches once you finish. So now what we're going to do is we're going to iron to the inside using that line of stitching as our marker, like so, and then we're going to fold that piece that we've ironed over in half. So what that will do is give you a nice enclosed hem, nice neat finish. So I'm going to iron that and then I'll top stitch it and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so that is the shirt now hemmed. That's the outside and that is the inside. Okay, so what I will do now is remove the line of stitching I put on to help, you know, that line of stitching at 1.5 centimeters that helped to work out where to iron and fold the fabric, and then we just need to move on to the buttonholes. Okay, so for the buttonholes, you've got your marks, your tailor's marks on your buttonhole band and also on your cuffs. Personally, I tend to mark it up with chalk after I've put the shirt together. If you're using thread, you put in your thread before you assemble the shirt. But I tend to put it in afterwards once I've got everything in place. Now, I have a buttonhole foot, an automatic buttonhole foot, so I just put the button that I'm using in the back of that and then run it through the machine. It does it all for me. Unfortunately, if you don't have that option on your sewing machine, what you'll need to do is mark, so for me I only mark one end of the buttonhole. If you don't have an automatic buttonhole foot, you'll need to mark obviously both ends of the buttonhole and then use that as your guide for sewing your buttonhole in place. So I've marked up the cuffs and the buttonhole band. I'll now get all of those buttonholes done and then I'll show you the final steps. Okay, so that's all the buttonholes now done, and to open them up I just use the seam ripper, just pop it in between the stitching and gently slide it through, and there you see is a finished buttonhole. Okay, so all we have to do now is sew on the buttons. Okay, so to sew on the buttons, I've marked where they need to go on the button band. I'm not sure that's going to show very clearly. So I always hand sew buttons on, I don't do them by machine, so fairly self-explanatory. So I'll sew those buttons on and then the shirt will be finished, and I'll show you the finished thing once I've done that. So here we have the finished shirt, the blue side with the buttonhole band and the white side with the buttons, blue collar both sides with the white collar stand, the white sleeve with the blue cuff and the blue sleeve with the white cuff. And if I just turn it around, and there we have the back, blue yoke and the white of the back. Apologies, it needs an iron now. So that's finished shirt. I hope you found the tutorials interesting and helpful. If you have any questions, then feel free to comment. Thank you.